I'm gonna show you the best way to make melodic West Coast beats for artists like Blxst and Kalan.frfr. So when it comes to beats like this, people tend to start off with things like pianos, e-pianos, guitars, strings, or even synths sometimes. But if you really want to try to capture that sound, try to stick to more natural sounding instruments. Now, when it actually comes to the chord progressions for beats like this, you can get away with only using 2 chords, but I really like the beats that have like 3, 4, sometimes even 5 different chords. So here's some of my favorite chords that I like to use for these type of beats. So the first one's actually going to be a minor 7th on the root note. So we just make it like this. Just skipping every other note in the scale. Pro tip. Pro tip, when it comes to roads and things like that, make sure the velocity is low because it greatly impacts the sound. So we actually gonna drag it down right here, you feel me, and then it's gonna sound way more smooth. Now the next chord that I really like to use is a minor 9th as well. So we're just gonna take this note right here and move it up to the next one. Now my third favorite chord to use is there's like number codes to this. I don't really remember the number codes and everything like that. I just remember in like positions and stuff like that. So I like moving it down 5 semitones. So we're kind of like right here, you feel me? See, look, you don't even have to change anything with the chord. It works perfectly. And number 4, I think we're on the 4th chord right now. I also really enjoy when the chord goes up to the very next note. So instead of doing it like this right here, we're gonna move all of them up. Just like this right here. Beautiful. That one was actually sounded crazy, if we be honest right now. And then the very last chord that I love using for these type of beats is on, I think, the 7th? I don't know. It's like 7 semitones down. You feel me? So let's say we started like right here. We're going to go down all the way to this one right here. And then we're just going to create the chord by skipping every other note in the scale. And boom. So those are my favorite chords to use for these type of beats. And with that being said, I'm going to show y'all the chord progression that I ended up using for this beat. So I use Lounge Lizard and I use this preset right here. And then this is the full chord progression. This chord right here is beautiful. That's so hard. And then when it comes to effects, I actually put nothing on it. Lounge Lizard sounds, I'm not being paid. Lounge Lizard sounds amazing on its own. So I didn't really feel the need to put any effects on it to make it sound good. And then next I got this preset right here in Analog Lab and I put down this chord progression. It's the same chords as before. Now, when it comes to layering sounds for the melody, you really don't have to do it for like the piano and the Rhodes and everything like that, because those are the main instruments that are going to shine and be in everybody's attention. But I really just wanted to add this preset right here on top of the Rhodes because I felt like it added like a cool like R&B type element to the beat. So this is what they actually sound like together right here. But yeah, I felt like it really enhanced the vibe of the loop, so I had to add this in, bruh. And then the only effects I have on this one right here is just a little bit of delay, and then also some Valhalla vintage verb. This is just a reverb. Then I added in these bells right here. Now this layer right here was really just to add a little bit of ear candy, put a little bit of sprinkles on top, put a little bit of salt on top. You feel me? Like it's not really changing everything too much, but it's like helping enhance stuff. So this is the breath bell and purity. And I also put these effects on it. Oh, only reverb. That's it, only reverb. And then lastly, for the melodic elements, we have the synth lead. Now, when it comes to these type of beats, I think synth leads are essential. So this is actually the Love Letters lead that is in my Whoop. You feel me? West Coast Magic Kit. You feel me? Hold up. Hey, if you're tired of scrolling through hundreds, maybe even thousands of presets, consider getting the West Coast Magic Analog Lab Bank. I specifically made it because I hate scrolling through presets, so I ended up just making a whole bunch of presets that I would personally use. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, First link in the description, bro. So, Love Letters lead. This is the one that I used. And I also just drenched it in reverb because I wanted it to sound like all ethereal and like magical and like ambient and everything like that. And then this is what the lead ended up sounding like by itself. Now it's time for the drums. Now all the drums that are in this beat are from my Infinite's go-to drum kit that I just dropped the other week. So if you like these sounds, make sure to go get that. And actually, you know what? I'm feeling generous right now. It's the beginning of the new year. I'm feeling generous. If you want 20% off of all my kits or anything like that, I'll put a code in the description too. Use the code SLAPCITY. Now, producers in this niche typically go for claps or snaps when it comes to these beats. Rim shots work as well. Me personally, I just wanted to use a clap this time. Isn't any real reason. I was just cooking up and I'm like, you know what? The clap just sounds like it's hitting right now. Now next is the hi-hats. So with hi-hats, I try to make them bouncy and spacey, but also at the same time, not trying to do too much. Now it's on to the percussion and the sound effects. So first I started off with this stomp right here. Now to take turns with the stomps, I ended up putting in these cymbals right here. Now I want to take the focus into this section of the beat right here because it's pretty complicated, but it's only busy in this part right here. So look, for this last bar, we got the claps right here. We got the hi-hats. We have like the 808s going. We have a reverb clap right here. We have the stomps. We have these DJ scratches. We also have the cymbal hitting right here. We also have open hats right here. Like, there's just so much going on. But watch, when you play them all together, they kind of work in harmony. And I feel like when you start making them all kind of like collide with each other like that, it kind of ends up getting you that like cool bouncy LA vibe. And I love it, bro. And then after that, I ended up throwing in this 808 right here. And when I made the MIDI for it, I made sure to make it kind of like spaced out and bouncy. Then after that, the beat was done. I don't want to hear any questions of like, oh, Infinite, how did you get your 808 to sound like that? I'm like, bro, I didn't do anything. I just put it in there. I almost forgot about this part. The very last thing is I just did like a little reverb intro for it. If y'all want to copy these settings, feel free. I ain't really tripping. So if y'all want to like the video, hit the like. If y'all want to comment, throw a comment. If y'all want to sub, hit the sub. You feel me? I'm out of here. And this is the final finished beat.